Hi, my name is Gregory Hogue, the inventor of the ePendant, and today with my wife Gail, we're going to be addressing some of the things that come up for people in working with the ePendant and how to really value it as a tool and work with it properly. So, you had some thoughts about some of the things that people go through when they're wearing the ePendant, because it does increase what we feel and what's going on.
Exactly. And the one thing we want to talk about is that this is an energy tool. That's why we call it the ePendant. So that means that your connection is now heightened so that there's actually more of a flow, more energy that's available to you. And when that happens, it can kind of increase the intensity of what's happening. You might realize now that we're in a time where some of the energies that we're experiencing in our lives are giving us, kind of a push, a little bit of a fire underneath of us. And it's a good thing. And as we look at the ePendant, what it can do for you is allow you to move through those opportunities more rapidly, get more out of it to be able to shed those skins. And the first thing I think that's really important is taking responsibility. If we really have ownership of whatever it is that's going on in our lives, then we can make new choices. In the moment, the more we have awareness, the more we have an opportunity to create a shift. So rather than looking at something and going, oh, well, this is doing this to me, or I'm finding that, my girlfriend is really making it very difficult for me to, just get on with my life. That's putting the power outside of ourselves. And so what the ePendant is really doing is, again, it's an opportunity to connect, to, be able to be in that flow of energy, as long as you're willing to embrace it. So when things come up, we all have baggage, we all have experiences in our lives that have been challenging, and that's what we're here for. We're here to bring them to the light. So as things come up, take the ePendant and really look at it as a sacred tool that you can connect with it and really look at your life. Let it reveal to you the truth of what the moment is bringing to you, the wisdom that's coming to you, and not to take it and hold it, but to allow it to make you aware. And in that awareness, you have choice. And so those new choices can really stream you along into another phase of your life. So yes, the ePendant is definitely creating a greater energy flow, like we were talking about. It's not that it is attracting more positive or more negative energies, because that's really about how you see it. And as you will take this as a tool that you have the ability to create new outcomes, allow it to empower you to create new outcomes, then that's what can really make a real difference in your life.
You see, so many times we live a life where we keep repeating the same thing again and again because we don't fully, adequately see what we're doing. We don't see it in a way where we can take responsibility for it. And so often what has happened with the ePendant is people have said, oh, I'm feeling happier. They feel the connection inside to their higher selves, and so consequently they're able to bring that love through, and that's wonderful. But sometimes when there's stuff that needs to be cleansed, because we do need to move to a higher level, we do need to allow more energy and more love to come through into our lives, what happens is the impediment to that, the blockage to that, is more in our face. When I first started wearing the ePendant, and if I got upset, I would find that I really saw myself getting upset more than I ever had before. But I think part of it was I'd been hiding from myself. And that higher energy, that higher perspective, kept it in my face, and it didn't feel good. And so I would change. I had to change because I didn't like the way I was being. I didn't like the way I was interacting. If that's with my wife, with my kids, I'd be able to stand back and say, wow, this isn't good. But the power to change it is within me. It wasn't that I'm going to get her to change. I'm going to get my kids. Lord knows it's hard to get them to change, but we've often seen that if we're out of sorts, if we're not having a really, synchronized flow of energy going between us, what happens is the kids reflect that. The world reflects that. And if I say it's the world that's wrong, it's the world that's messing up, if I say that this pendant is making the world's negativity stronger around me, it's like I'm a victim. That means I'm giving up all my power. I'm giving up the right to do anything. When this pendant is showing me that I am a divine being, I am a divine creator, and I need to take responsibility for every single aspect of my life. And then it's more and more empowering, and I'm more strengthened, and then the magic stuff starts to happen. The synchronicities, we're the right place at the right time. But I need to start to put it out, what I want. I need to be clear. If I'm not clear, the pendant, through connecting me to my higher self and helping me create my world around me, it shows me my unclarity. It shows me where, if this is okay, that's okay. And it's like, oops.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, remember, this is an empowerment tool. It's not about something that does something to you. And because of that, it's really phenomenal. The ability to have something that is going to support you to be the best that you can be, to rise to your occasion, to evolve, is really a great gift. So look at it as a gift and allow it to speak to you. I can remember a teacher that I worked with years ago who had said, you can get the message either with a feather or with a Mack truck. It's up to you. And some people who are listening, who are open, who are allowing the signs to speak to them and to allow the aspects of their life to really be revealed easily, they can get the messages with a whisper. Unfortunately, there's a number of us out there that from time to time or on a more regular basis need to get the message hard and fast. And if that's the way that it needs to come, then that's the way it will come, because the bottom line is this is about your soul, your evolution, your journey in this life, in this reality. And so, the actual, what happens in your life and the particular relationship, or whether you get the job or you don't get the job, isn't nearly as significant as how you're evolving, how you're enabling yourself to move more into that space of love and light. And so if something's really up for you, take advantage of it. It's an opportunity. Embrace it. Look at it as, what can I get from this? And use the ePendant as an empowerment tool to move through it more rapidly, because it will help you move through it more rapidly.
I mean, it's been my experience so much that the more I have used this tool, the finer my sensibilities have become. So I am able to hear things. I mean, this is what intuition is all about. This is what, we all want to grow in our ability to tune into spirit, to tune into our higher self. And our higher self is constantly speaking to us through everything that's going on in the environment. And yet we don't pay attention. So this is a tool that helps us pay attention. And we keep using the word tool, it's like a hammer. You might take a hammer and build a house, or you might take a hammer and crack a walnut or your thumb. And it's not the hammer's fault. I mean, when you're done, you're the one that built the house. And so a tool can be very empowering. And that's the nature of all the tools that we build at Metaforms. But bottom line, you're the one that is wielding that tool. You're the one that needs to build the skill set that allows you to take advantage of that tool. This is something that gets us through to our higher self, that stops the interference from all the different electromagnetic frequencies that are coming in that block our connection. The fears and the emotions that are going on in this life that block that flow, those are the things that it slowly gets us through. But at first, it's made throw them up in the air so that we can see them, and it looks a little ugly. But when we get past the ugliness of our own fear, of our own negative emotions, then we start seeing that love that we are. Then we start reacting to the whisper that comes in. Then we start having the support of the continual, synchronicity of the world being there and us being there at the right time in the right place, so that after a while you start feeling, this is the only way I want to live my life. I fully expect that the person that I'm going to need is going to call, that the place I'm going to need to be at the right time is going to happen. And it's because the toxins in my life that have blocked that flow, my toxic emotions that have blocked that flow, have been overcome by the energy of this ePendant that is allowing us to tune in to the clarity that we really are inside, past this physical body, past this physical personality. And so
it's a great tool. We've been using it for many years, and we've had fabulous, fabulous stories. And my final words are, take this as an opportunity in your life. Embrace what you can do to express yourself in the finest way that you can through all the actions and all the thoughts in your life. And at that rate, it will be absolutely magnificent. See it as perfection.
We are perfected beings on the higher levels, and that's what's wanting to come through now. That's our opportunity to be a conduit for love, to change this reality. And this reality needs changing. And it's our free will that gives us the opportunity to choose, to be able to see, are these leaders really leading us in a way we want to follow? Or do we need to take more responsibility? Because if our leaders were doing it all, it would leave nothing for us to do. If this world were perfect, there'd be no opportunity. And that's what Gail was saying again and again. It's like everything is an opportunity. And when something's not working in your life, that's an opportunity to change it. That's an opportunity for you to discern what it is you really want, to discern what is the proper, action that's in alignment with spirit, that's in alignment with love, that's in alignment with consciousness. And you're not going to let these things throw you anymore.
In fact, it's simple. You don't even need to change it. Just bring awareness to it. Bring awareness and know that as you're connected, as you're in that field, which these pendants are and other metaform tools are providing, when you're in that field, it is so simple. You can shift your awareness. Bring awareness to what it is that your divine nature is really about. Not the problems or the baggage you've been dragging along. Instead, just in the moment, bring awareness. And that moment a presence, you can shift. And it's really elegantly simple.
So often, especially whenever I leave my home, I just touch my chest, because that's where the ePendant is. And it just reminds me to connect. It reminds me to just be present. And as you said, it isn't about going out to fix things and finding the problems, but it's bringing your awareness to your higher self, bringing that awareness into the situation, and realizing that whatever is before you can be transformed, and you have the power within you, and the pathway is opening more and more, and especially in these times right now. That's the importance of 2012. Not a magical transition date where on the day after October 28th this year, or next year and December 21st. I mean, these are important times, but you're not going to see a magic all of a sudden everything changed. The only thing that's really happening of importance is that you're getting deeper and deeper into your heart, and that heart space is coming further and further into your reality, into our world. And together we will synergize and transform this reality. But it's just by allowing that energy to come through and our awareness being placed on this reality. God is working through us. Universe is working through us. And all we have to do is witness it and be part of the play in however universe wants to move us. And that's perfection. So
have fun with it.
Thank you, and many blessings.
Our highest opportunity as a human being is in becoming a bridge between spirit and matter. In the flow of energy that arises from this relationship manifests all love, all truth, all well-being, and the purpose for our existence. The tools provided by Metaforms are created to foster this ascension process.